Hi everyone. Okay, so first full day in Kyoto, getting stuff done. I went to Doshisha University today. It's a very pretty campus. It's right next to the Kyoto Imperial Palace. So I went a little bit early and I walked around the Imperial Palace, which is huge. So much walking, but it's really beautiful. You can't actually go into the old Imperial Palace because the new palace is in Tokyo, which is a really fascinating and interesting history. Highly recommend like Wikipediaing it or looking it up or something. But yeah, so I walked around the little outer area with the gates and everything. It was really pretty. Hung out at a cafe before my meeting, took a tour of Doshisha. And yeah, it was a pretty good day overall in terms of Horner Fellowship work. And then because another part of my research is looking at, so it's primarily concerned with education and critical thinking because I'm a first year experience librarian, so I'm really concerned and interested in those topics. I got to sit through an information literacy class. It was all taught in Japanese. I feel like I was pretty proud of myself. I could understand a pretty good majority of it. Yeah, so that was exciting. And it was a really good class. It was taught by a librarian who used to work at the University of Arizona. He is amazing and so nice and so helpful. And yeah, it really helped me understand librarianship in Japan a lot better. He was really, really great. And showed me a lot of like really cool shrines around Kyoto. So Kyoto, if you read any about it, it's a very interesting city. There's a mix of like really modern stuff and then very old stuff. So there's like shrines right in the middle of like a metropolitan area, right in the middle of the city. It's really, really cool. You'll just be walking and then like there's a shrine. And of course all the shrines are kind of like specialized for different things. We went to a couple cool ones in the downtime between the tour that we were given and the class he was teaching. Yeah, so the class was really awesome. Loved it. Loved going to the really pretty shrines. And yeah, and after that, he had another class that went a little bit late, so then that was my alone time. I didn't really know what to do. My legs were still hurting, so I had no idea what to do. And the campus is right next to Kanagawa River, which is a really, really famous river that runs right through Kyoto. So I was like, well, it's right there. I might as well just walk right over there and check it out. Because I heard walking along the banks is really popular. A lot of school-age people hang out there after school. They'll practice performances. People will perform. It's just supposed to be really beautiful. It was very rainy and dreary today because I did wake up really early and I was going to go to a couple different shrines and do some of that stuff before my meeting in the afternoon, but I didn't want him doing that because it was raining. And last time I tried to go to a shrine while it was raining, it turned out really bad. It was good. It was a good experience, but my legs, I just wanted to like lay down and cry in the rain. So anyway, I decided not to maybe repeat that experience. So I didn't do that. I just hung around the hotel. Kyoto Station is still huge and awesome, and there was a lot to see. So I just did that for a little bit and then went and walked around the Kyoto Imperial Palace. But so I went to Kanagawa River. Not much was going on. It was still a really pretty walk. It was dark. The river sounded nice. There were like crickets and birds, and it was really relaxing. But in the grand tradition of all things, I got a little bit lost, or not lost. There are just less subways in Kyoto. There's only a few. So I walked a little too far and it was like away from a subway. So then I had to walk all the way back and it was really, really long and my legs were starting to hurt and I was getting tired and I hadn't eaten yet. You know, this like what usually happens every single day I wander off to do something random without a plan. But that's okay. That's alright. Because I had an excellent stroll. And what I really love about Japan is that if it were any other place, I would be very scared and I probably wouldn't have gone for a walk along the path along the river because it was very dark and I was alone. I still felt a little paranoid, but that it was all me. It was really safe and it was wonderful and it was calming as it could be without my stuff interfering. So yeah, that was at least a really cool experience. The river is gorgeous. The Imperial Palace is gorgeous, so hopefully tomorrow it won't be rainy. I actually have an early morning meeting the next 2 days. I'm only in Kyoto for tomorrow and the day, half the day, yeah, so like a day and a half, which is a bummer. I love Kyoto so much. It's so nice here. Even though I was really frustrated that I had to walk so much and my legs are never gonna recover. It just hurts all of the time. I love Kyoto. It's so lovely. So lovely. Still haven't got to see Gion, the Geisha district, or much else, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Hope I can. I'm going to be at Kyoto University, which is kind of over near like a really pretty shrine and stuff like that tomorrow, so hopefully I can pop over to one of those, maybe with a slightly better planned out plan, and then like not get stuck walking like 20 miles. Oh, yeah, so my phone has like a pedometer, like the step tracker on it, which I tried to turn off, but it won't turn off. It bothers me actually, but whatever. For the purpose of the story, just to give you an idea of how much I walked, like I hit my all-time record for walking today, which was like 30,000 steps. I know that's not a lot for some people, but it's a lot for me. Ew. Especially when I have hurty swollen tendons, so cool. At least the walk was beautiful. Yeah, so it was mostly my day. Oh, for dinner, I ate okonomiyaki. Yeah, so Kyoto isn't necessarily known for their foods and stuff like that. Like they aren't, it's not bad food. Like all food in Japan is good no matter where you go, but Osaka is mainly known for their food. Osaka is like the food city, food capital. Kyoto, not so much. Kyoto's known for other things like its matcha, and like textiles and stuff like that. So some other really cool stuff. But I just couldn't resist. I had to get an okonomiyaki. I love okonomiyaki. I love the concept of it. I've never had an okonomiyaki, except for one I tried to make by myself, but that doesn't count. I don't count that. Anyway, it was delicious. I loved it, and it was like teppanyaki style, and he was like making the okonomiyaki. That was delicious, and I also eat dessert every night because Japan it's hard to explain the difference, but there aren't too many like standalone dessert places in the US. Like dessert culture isn't huge. You have things like Dairy Queen, and you might have like other tiny dessert, like maybe a bun cake place or something, but not like Japan. Like Japan is very, very, very well known for their confectionery stuff and their sweets. Like parfaits are incredibly popular here, macarons, all sorts of breads, like sweet breads. Yeah, tons and tons and tons of things. So, pudding, of course, pudding. I showed you the pom pom purin. Yeah, so it is well known for these things. So every single night, every day, I eat a dessert. Sometimes I eat a dessert multiple times a day. I try to because dessert is my most favorite thing. I have been trying to cut back on sugar, so I haven't been eating as much lately. But I'm in Japan, so I'm not holding back, which is really saying something because I can eat a lot of dessert. Yeah, so today I already ate one dessert after dinner. It was a parfait. It was so delicious. It was huge. I posted a picture of it on the Instagram. It was like, oh, you can't even see it. It was like bigger than how the screen looks. It was huge. I'm trying to think of like a size comparison. Whatever, it was big. And it was they had a couple different flavors. There was a matcha parfait, there was a black tea parfait, there was a sesame seed and black tea parfait. So I just got the black tea one because I love black tea. I love it. Oh, it was so good. There were little mochis in it, and there were fruits on the bottom. Oh, there was all sorts of stuff. Ice cream, of course. It was very lovely. But I got a couple other things because sometimes when I'm hanging out in my hotel room making videos, I also do a lot of follow-up work after the Horner Fellowship every single day. So I write, and I have like a spreadsheet, and I do a whole bunch of stuff, and that usually takes a couple hours. So I bring back extra desserts so I can eat them in the evening. So I started eating one already, but then I was like, oh, I should show you all some of the cute desserts I get. So I've been talking to some of the interpreters that have been working with me because I've been seeing so much Halloween stuff around, and I thought Halloween wasn't a big thing in Japan last time I checked. Which was about 2 years ago, which makes sense because it turns out within the past 2 years, almost all of them have said Halloween has just gotten super popular, like really, really popular. And I asked them why they think that is, and like none of them had any idea. So, yay, research project. I'm gonna look that up because I'm really interested. Probably capitalism and globalization, but you know, like other reasons besides that. So anyway, Halloween's really popular, and I love Halloween, so of course I've been buying up all the really cute, like, Halloween, the thingies, like foods and all sorts of stuff. So this is a melon pan. If you don't know what a melon is, it doesn't necessarily taste like a melon, although sometimes it does. The reason it's called that is because it's just like a nice fluffy sweet bread, but over the top of it is draped like a cookie dough. So you can see this bread, and it has that little thing right there that's like the cookie dough type thing that just like lays over this bread here, and then it creates this. I just got this all over it, this like cute bread. You can see that I've already been munching on it there. Anyway, this one looks like a spooky cat. Spooky cat. Spooky cat. Here it is. It's delicious. Got it all over my computer. This is another one I got. It is not a melon pan, but it is a bread. A very sweet bread. Here we go. That's a spooky ghost. So you see it's a little bit similar. Oh my gosh. Ashley, it's a nightmare. So instead of like the cookie dough, on top, it's the mochi, like glutinous sweet rice thing, and it looks like a ghost. Anyway, yeah, so on top of that giant parfait, I will also be eating these two things, which are both carbohydrates and like extra sugar. You know what I mean. Oh, cool. Okay, I need to clean up my computer now. What else happened today? Lots of stuff. Check out the Instagram. There are some pretty pictures. yeah, I learned a lot about things, still trying to figure out the whole rotation situation going on in libraries. But it turns out the people I talked to today, in that other video I kind of explained it, or attempted to. The people I talked to today were all the outside contracted workers through a library. Yeah. So they had a little bit of a hard time answering a lot of my questions and actually did not want to answer the questions. So like I said before, in Japan, people don't say no. They just don't refuse. So instead, they just decided not to really talk about it at all. But that's okay. That's totally okay. I absolutely understand. I'm putting them in a very difficult position. My questions are, it's a hard topic, especially if you live and work in a culture that discussing politics out in the open it isn't something that you can and should do necessarily. So yeah, that's all right. So I've had some better meetings, but that's okay. Kyoto's still beautiful, and I'm going to Kyoto University tomorrow. And even though Doshisha has had a pretty awesome student and youth activist history, Kyoto has a very big student activist history, and still does. They still do. So I'm super excited to talk to them and see what's said. I'm going to visit a special dormitory and a couple other things that students are actively protesting over. So yay, Kyoto! And then the day after, I go to the archives for half a day, and then I leave straight from the archives. And as you all know from the last video, I'm dreading leaving because I'm going to get a lot of gifts to bring back for you all here, which means my suitcase is going to be really, really heavy. I hate going through train stations with a suitcase. I just hate it so much. Come on. Okay. Anyway, I'll let you all know how tomorrow goes. I hope you're having a good start to the week. Today was Monday for you. It's Tuesday for me. Yeah, well, now it's Tuesday for you and almost Wednesday for me. So, I hope you all have a really good Tuesday. I miss you. I'm gonna get you some cool presents tomorrow, and I'll show you them after I get them. They're gonna be some really awesome, like, traditional Kyoto stuff. I'm super excited. Okay. Alright. Bye, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Bye, 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 bye.